Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be sharing some advice for incoming freshmen. You guys finished middle school, good job. I know how tough it was. And let's start the road of high school. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for all of me and my sister's videos, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post our videos. We're gonna start with some advice on friends. In high school, it's not that different than middle school, but there's a little bit more work involved in all your schools. There's a little bit more stress basically added. So my first advice with friends would be have 2 or 3 friend groups that are small, like 2 or 3 people besides you. So I have like 2 friend groups that are like 2 or 3 people, and then I have my best friend who I share everything with. So what this does is when you have one friend group that has someone who's struggling and you need to be there to support, even if they're going through a hard time, you can still be there to support them. And if you struggle or you need something to help, you don't have to feel guilty to go to ask them for help when they're struggling. You can go to someone else. You could go to one of your other friends or your best friend or something like that. And just having more friends and more groups for me also makes me just more happy and makes me feel more loved and more fulfilled. For me, the best friend though is one where you can both trust each other and you can both support each other even when you're both struggling. So that's what I recommend for friendships. Drama. So I don't recommend getting into drama, obviously. If I have friends who are getting involved with drama, or if I have multiple friends that are getting involved with drama against each other, then I will look at it from a distance and see who do I agree with in this situation, and I will give them the support that they need, but I will also keep myself available and keep myself out of it far enough to where if it escalates or if I need mediation, I can be there to mediate situations and help my friends so that everything stays calm and peaceful between all my friends. So the next topic of advice is going to be studying. Studying is something that depending on who you are and how you comprehend things, you're going to need to study differently, and you need to know what works for you. For me, stress is a big thing. So if I overwhelm myself and try and do it all in one night, or I overwhelm myself and try and do it a ton every day, I'm going to get overwhelmed and I'm not going to comprehend anything. If you are like me, I recommend to, as soon as you start a unit, study like for 30 minutes a day. And even so, you can take like a break to go dance or go for a walk for 5 minutes, take a 5-minute break, 15 minutes through. This will ensure that I don't get overwhelmed, I'm still comprehending everything, and just getting some air and getting some exercise or getting a snack will help me focus better when I'm going back to study again. So I study for 15 to 30 minutes every other day or every 2 days as soon as the unit starts with whatever I have. And when testing time comes and review time comes, I use whatever they give me, and I do it twice at least. It's worth your time, I promise you. If they're giving you the review, a lot of the time, a lot of the questions are either going to be very similar to what's on their test or is on their test. So please, I recommend using at least one or 2. It's not going to take you forever. It'll probably take you, depending on how many questions they give you, 20 minutes tops. And review is really important in high school because for me at least, for my teachers, I have a unit that goes over a month's time or 2 weeks time. And so when I get little knowledges every day, you're gonna want to review some of those things, especially the things that happen in the beginning. So review, if anything that they give you, do at least twice. Just don't stress. If you have any possible tactics for yourself that help you not to stress, do them. Not stressing and not getting yourself overwhelmed is 100% the most important thing when it comes to studying and when it comes to keeping your grades up. Because if you're stressed and you're overwhelmed, you're not going to comprehend anything. You're not going to get good grades because you're so focused on you're not going to do it. You're not going to get good grades. You're so stressed about it. It's not going to work out well. Another thing, my tip is Quizlets. So if you are in a science class and you don't understand a lot of things, I would recommend looking up the unit you're on or what you're talking about and just putting Quizlet. There'll be flashcards, and a lot of times teachers use the actual questions on tests. So if you're reviewing these Quizlets, you're likely to understand the basic knowledge that they're wanting you to understand. So Quizlets are a great tip. The next topic is boys. Okay, boys. With this topic can be extremely controversial. Dating and stuff in high school is extremely controversial. So I want all of you to remember that everything I say here is all just my opinion, and please do what you feel is right in your mind and in your center. For me, and my opinion and what I recommend to you all is if you are going to date, then that you prioritize your grades and yourself above him. In high school dating, it's not going to be as serious as real life dating. You need to prioritize yourself. You need to make sure you're feeling good, and you need to make sure you are getting and you are being treated well. But you also need to make sure you're in high school, and these grades and your attendance and how you act in high school is college people are going to see some of that. So, or even your future jobs, they're going to look at this and they're going to see how you worked. So prioritize school and yourself. Also, do not keep secrets that have to do with guys or dating or any of that, or really anything, from your family or your close friends. It's going to cause a rift. It's going to cause drama. It's going to cause a problem. I 100% do not recommend keeping secrets. Do not keep secrets for anyone. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. In your freshman year, I don't suggest dating. This is from personal experience and just what worked for me. Okay, so the next topic is teachers. First things first, on the first day of school, I want you to see how they act on the first day of school, and I want you to see how they act in a couple weeks. Learn what teachers you're comfortable with. Use your gut. Are you comfortable with this teacher? If not, be ready and be understanding in your brain, hey, you're not comfortable with this teacher. So when you're going into this class, don't think, oh, I have to go to this teacher. That's going to cause you to be so focused on the fact you don't like the teacher or you don't like the class that you're subconsciously not gonna work as hard, and you're not gonna wanna focus as hard. You're gonna be so tired from dreading the teacher and dreading the class that you're not gonna wanna do the work. For my 7th or 8th freshman English teacher, it wasn't that I hated her. It wasn't that way that she was mean. It was simply that her teaching style did not compute well with my learning style and how I learned well. And so that caused kind of a student-teacher relationship rift. On top of it, I was a little scared of her. So when I went into that class in the beginning of the year, I just dreaded it and was like, oh, I have to go to this class. And eventually though, my brain said, well, when this class is over, you have PE and you can hang out with your two friends. And after that, you have a teacher you love. Because my 7th period was, her name is Miss Segundo, and she was my biology teacher. I love biology. I'm really good at biology, and she was super nice, and I was able to not only talk about biology but talk about some problems in my life with her in free time. And I was able to have someone I can kind of feel comfortable around, and be able to enjoy a class and be comfortable in the class. So just think and focus on the good things that are coming in the day instead of after this. So if you get through this and you do good in this class and you go through this class, then guess what's happening afterward? You having good things happening. As well as obviously just keeping good behavior, because the better you act, the less likely you're going to have a bad student-teacher relationship. Obviously, you can have cases like I did with my English teacher where it's just your puzzles pieces don't fit and you kind of are gonna knock heads. And I mean, we never fought, or I was never a bad student in her class, but I didn't learn as well. But you can act well in the class and still have a decent, if not good, relationship in the class. I had Miss Segundo, my favorite teacher, like I was talking about. I had people who absolutely hated her because that I knew or were in my class or would talk about her, and I was like, I don't even know why I've never seen things like this, because I acted well, I acted good in her class, I focused, I got good grades. But when you cause her problems and you're loud, or you are disturbing her class, she's gonna feel disrespected. She's gonna feel that you're disrespecting everyone in her class. So I just recommend being a better student. If you're better in her class, if you act well, if you make sure you completely understand her rules, so that you don't say or do something to upset one of your teachers, then you're gonna have a better relationship with them. If you are super stressed and super overwhelmed, and you can't, you need someone to help you understand those feelings and to help you go through it. I got there freshman year. On top of it, I had a lot of my own life things that went wrong and kind of threw me off the rails. But freshman year, just it is going to be difficult transition. So you get overstressed. I had a hard time going to counseling, and that's what I'm recommending. As soon as I went to counseling, as soon as I got someone who pushed me into it, I felt better and I was able to focus better. And even though my grades, I hate to brag, I'm just a great student. I always have good grades, but I was having to work less hard to focus on keeping the grade instead of focusing on everything else. So it was easier to keep those grades up. So I 100% recommend, if you are having a difficult time transitioning or you're having a difficult time, to go to counseling. It's not embarrassing. You're gonna have a teacher. This means you're gonna have a teacher who is going to help you take a breath and help you transition. So if you have a hard time, go to counseling. That's my number one tip. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means that you're strong enough to admit it. So that's my number one tip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped any of you with any questions. If you have any more questions, comment on this video is going to be your prime one, and I will respond. If you comment and if you have any more questions you want me to answer, I will most likely, your best way to get it is if you comment down below and I will respond. So I hope you have a great day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to see all of me and my sister's videos, and hit the notification bell to make sure you see all of the ones coming up. Yeah, bye!